Paul told the church at Ephesus that by grace you are saved through faith and not of works, so that no one can boast, saying, look at what I've done to get myself saved. But he says, but we are created as his workmanship, or his creation, God's creation, for the good works that he's ordained before the foundation of the world, that we would walk in them. So there's a great destiny and a great purpose that God has created you for, that once you're saved, that we need to walk in that purpose. Today I want to give you the top 10 count up of the 10 boxes that I checked in preparing and launching into the next step, the next part of the walk of the great works that God has prepared for me. Box number 1 is to dislocate from your normal. That means you need to relocate. To really do what God wants you to do, I find that most of us need to relocate. That's what Abraham had to do, Moses had to do it, Paul had to do it. Anybody that's ever accomplished something great, well, how about relocating on the front lines of the Great Commission? You know that your progress in the walk that you're to walk really depends on your level of audacity to take risk and to allow things to happen that would never happen if you just stay where you are. So that's box number 1, dislocate from your normal. Box number 2, team learning ship. How about learning with guys like these? See, we need to learn together with people that challenge us to grow and to take risks and to reap the benefits of that audacity and that risk-taking. Box number 3, keep your heroes close. Paul said it. He said, don't be lazy, but follow those who through faith and patience have inherited the promises. You know that you're going to accomplish in your life what the people who mentor you have accomplished in their lives. Jesus said that when a disciple is fully trained, he'll be like his teacher. So you need to keep close to the people that you would say, I want to be like that. Box number 4, mentorship by apprenticeship. The instructions that God gave Moses wasn't to just pick some guys and send them out. It was to choose some men from among you and show them the work they must do. There's a lot of people willing to tell you what to do, but who's willing to show you what to do? Mentorship by apprenticeship. What is it? What's on your heart? How about worship ministry? We have a full-time worship team at Victory Asia Bible College, concert level worship team. And how about your creativity in media? Right from still photography and print media to video, television production, audio. We have a powerful full-time media team whose responsibility it is to report all the news of the things that are happening across our 10 nations in Asia. Children's ministry. I don't know if you know that this ministry was birthed out of the purpose of rescuing war orphans from refugee camps in Thailand some 40 years ago. And today, those kids have grown up and are leading ministry, teaching, training ministries, outreach ministries to children. And we know that these kids are the future of God's kingdom coming to Asia and around the world. Box number 5, learning by teaching. The old adage, we learn by doing, is true, but you actually know what you teach. I want to talk to you a minute about education and how it works. People that are successful in that work and that walk that God has called them to are successful because of certain ingredients and elements that came together in their lives. And writing exams is probably not one of them. It might be if you're a medical doctor. Those kind of things are important. But I don't know about you, but I have written tons of irrelevant exams that all they did was test my short-term memory. But what if we could learn something today and teach it to someone else today so that not only did we really get it, but we're able to help and serve others through what we learned. So at Victory Asia Bible College, students are graded on their posting, preaching, releasing, teaching things that they've learned that are actually helping and developing and growing the people that follow them. Yeah, it's powerful and it's fun. So the day your plane lands in Bangkok, you are a full-time missionary, communicator, teacher, because we learn by teaching. Box number 6. You'll love this one. No reruns. We don't preach old sermons, teach old classes, sing old worship songs. To be in tune with what God is doing is always fresh. There's an expiry date on everything. And we need to be people who don't get stuck in the old, but are ready to move on with the new. Because the creativity that God has put in us, see, part of that walk that you walk is a release of creativity. The God-likeness that's on the inside of you to write songs and to preach sermons and to teach courses that are fresh and new and relevant for the day. So that's box number 6, no reruns. And box number 7, be needed. We need you. We need your creativity. We need that thing that God has put on you, those good works that He's put in you, that you're going to walk out throughout your life. Because there's billions of people that not only need to be reached across the nations of Asia, but need to be discipled. Yeah, we need your passion and your destiny and your creativity and your willingness to reach out and to serve and to build up others. Box number 8 is a great business model. This is more important than you might think. You know, if you attend a Bible college or a university that is a teaching, training, business model, that's fine. But what about a business model that'll actually help mobilize you into what you're called to do, not what they're called to do? And we've built the ministry in Thailand and across the nations of Asia on a business model that we will actually teach and mentor you in, and that is what we call income-producing ministries, where to fund the activities of the ministry, we can do all kinds of business that will support what we're doing, that will fund what we're doing, and that will help others get to where they need to be. So along with learning the ministry, you'll also be learning a great business model. We don't want anybody to be left so poor that they can't do what God has called them to do. Box number 9, get launched. 4 years of Bible college training actually wraps up with what we call a Bachelor of Ministry project, where you will launch a ministry, a real live ministry, that actually tests and proves that what you've learned is something that you know and that you've developed the skills to do it. And so it could be something like a church plant or like a crusade or like a new children's ministry, or could be a business or something in a technology field, whatever it may be. But we're going to stand behind the degree that we give you. And to do that, we are going to make sure that you are successful in what God has called you to do. And that brings us to box number 10. Never go alone. Now that your ministry and your gifting and your calling are proven, but not only that, you have the relationships built and you have the understanding and the knowledge to gather resources, some business plan models and things like that. We are willing to go with you. In fact, we want to go with you wherever God is sending you. And that's the purpose of the platform. And so that's why we've been able to open up 10 nations so far across Asia with tremendous creative ministries in all of these nations. And what happens is then you've got a guy that goes back to his nation, let's say Pakistan, and we go with him to help bring an influence, to help train leaders, to help get things launched and get the momentum going. And that's why we've seen tremendous exponential growth across these nations. So I'm excited about what God has for you to do. And if you want to tick these 10 boxes, then I want to invite you to join us in Thailand in September, coming soon.